What is going on, Earth 2 novice enthusiasts and everyone in between? Thank you for joining me for another episode of Earth 2 News. Now, I've got some announcements coming right from Shane Isaacs, CEO of Earth 2. I love doing these announcements right from Shane because it gives us great insight. And also, I'm super excited to receive them. And then as soon as I see them, whether he's tweeting them or it's coming out on the Discord or wherever else, then I have something to share with you guys. So I get super excited. I've actually got a couple. One is a few days old, so I'll discuss that one first. And I've kind of touched on it in some other episodes, previous episodes. But just to do some good housekeeping, I'm going to run through that post very quickly. This is one of his tweets. But before we get into that, speaking of housekeeping, obviously, if you dig my content, I appreciate it if you subscribe, turn on those alerts so you don't miss out on future content that I post. I go live sporadically. I've been posting videos just about every single day. And I've got two channels, depending on what channel you're watching this on. You may be watching it a little bit late. I do post on Earth 2 News, my new channel. I post there first. And that's also the only channel I go live on. So if you're serious about Earth 2 and staying in the know, I suggest go ahead and subscribe to both, but at least subscribe to Earth 2 News, because then you're going to get the information first. You'll get the alerts first, providing you've got subscribe button clicked and that alert button on. But in any case, and then there's also the contact form below. Not only will I blast out emails before I get a chance to put out a video, but you could also, win some free land. I'll also use your referral code when I make my purchases, all that jazz. But let's jump into the post from a little while ago, a few days ago. Shane posts, working on final test for CC withdrawals. Those are credit card withdrawals. I think I've got 3 or 4 videos in which I describe that. Basically, it's a more secure method for us to get our money out. Secure for them means they can do it faster. So when you ask for a withdrawal, if you decide to ask for a withdrawal, they can take it out faster. Why? Well, because if I were to just ask for a withdrawal, they want to make sure that they can verify everything. They want to make sure I'm not a scammer. And they want to make sure that they're not sending the money to some scammer's bank account. Well, if I put money in through a credit card and they're able to send the money back out to that same credit card, odds are I'm not a scammer, right? So they can get that out faster. They don't have to go through all the red tape and the verifications. So what that means for you is faster withdrawal process. So working on final tests for CC withdrawals today and tomorrow. And again, this is several days ago, so this is already done. Probably coming out in, I would expect it to be coming out this week or this weekend. Or next week. Expect it to be live this week. There he goes, answering it already. I haven't seen it yet. I did check. It's not up yet, so probably this weekend or maybe early next week. Essence and EPL countdown will start after revised review due to possibility of another mass online turnout to reserve EPLs. Now, I've mentioned this before. I don't think the turnout for the EPLs going live is going to be anywhere near what we experienced for the Dubai debacle, as I'm calling it. UAE coming out, 2 million people rushing to the website at one time, trying to purchase everything at one time, crazy amounts of transactions and all sorts of other processes going through. I don't think the EPLs will be anything like that. So I appreciate them being extra safe and a bit conservative on this to make sure that our experience is as pleasurable and mitigates frustration as much as possible. And I won't go into it. I've addressed it in other videos. You guys, some of you were there for 5.5 hours while I went live and we were all trying to buy. So we all know about the frustration. If you're new, welcome. Things are getting better. Frustration's behind us. Maybe a little bit of frustration in the future, but we're not going to go there. We're not going to hash up. It's already coming back to me. I feel like I need some vodka. So in any case, EPLs, those of you who don't know, EPLs are basically like kind of like domains, kind of like addresses. It's going to basically be for the transporters from your Earth 2 properties. You'll be able to register a unique name. Obviously, catchy names are going to go first. Very descriptive names are going to go first. So there will be somewhat of a rush, but given the fact that most people, like everybody involved in Earth 2, is interested in land. Out of 100% of people who are interested in Earth 2, how many of them even know about EPLs? Not all of them. I know it's not 100%. How many of them care? Not 100%. So it's going to be less than the land interest. How much? I would think that it's substantial. And also the process of registering EPLs is going to be nothing like registering land. Think about it. When you go to select some land or register/purchase land, when you go to purchase some land, you're zooming in and out, you're messing around with the maps, you're selecting areas. That's a lot of processes going on. When you're going to be registering these EPLs, for those of you who have started businesses, I've started way too many and I bought way too many domains. It's a very simple process. The user interface is nowhere near as graphically demanding process-wise, on servers and stuff like that, as selecting land on a map that's moving in and out, and a map that encases a grid around the entire Earth. A lot more going on there. So I don't think the servers are going to be crashing. So those of you who are, excited to get the EPLs, don't worry. I don't think it's going to be as traumatic as this most recent Saturday. tomorrow's going to be a week. Tomorrow's going to be a week since that craziness with Dubai. But in any case, I digress. Let's go on. Essence and EPL countdown will start after the revised review due to another possibility of mass online turnout. Just said that due to reserve EPLs. 3D maps and Choropleth also to go live. UAE announcement coming. What's going on with the UAE announcement? Now, disclaimer, completely speculating. UAE has been released, so what else could they be announcing? Well, if you've seen my previous post, Shane did mention that those people who were trying to purchase land during the UAE release, but were unable to do so, in the vein of being fair and looking out for the little guy, which I'm so appreciative, and I mentioned this in other videos, and I will continue to mention this about them to give them this credit. They are extremely focused on being fair, making sure that the guy getting in today is as interested as the guy getting in yesterday, 6 months ago, which is great from a business model perspective, but it's also great from a player / investor, whatever you want to call yourself, perspective, because that is a great incentive to know that this company genuinely cares about the new people, not just the people with the most money, the people who have been in the longest and all that. It's nice to have that balance. So they wanted to do something that Shane mentioned, they wanted to think of something that would kind of compensate people for missing out. And the analogy I used was, let's pretend there's a donut shop and they've got the best donuts in town. They've got a line out the door, but at a certain time, they're all out of donuts and they're done for the day. And if you're in line for those donuts and they run out of donuts before you're able to purchase a donut, how many times are you going to stand in line and not successfully get a donut before you just stop going to the donut place? Now, another scenario, let's say when you're standing in line and you happen to be there when they sell out of donuts and they can't sell you a donut that day, but they give you a ticket to skip the line next time, or they give you a ticket for a free donut next time, probably going to be a lot more likely to come back. So I think they're going to do some kind of incentive or some kind of a consolation prize or an advantage. Maybe it's going to be early entry, but I do think it's going to be based on accounts. And this is pure speculation, just going to reiterate that. I do think it will be based on accounts that were logged in at that time and did not purchase land. I was able to purchase land. It took me about 3 hours, but I was finally able to purchase some land in UAE. I'm very happy about that. I'm not bitter about the fact of anybody who missed out getting in line ahead of me next time there's a company or a country being released. If Saudi Arabia is released next and you're able to skip the line because you were there and you're on dial-up and you weren't able to get on and make a purchase, that's fine with me. I'm cool. It's fair. I'll get over it. But I think that might be the UAE announcement coming. Either that or it's going to be something related to oil, but I don't know why that would be specifically related to just UAE because oil's everywhere. So again, pure speculation, but I haven't been wrong so far. So more recent updates. This is from today. Shane says, want to push account security on Earth 2 so that more users activate their 2FA. 2FA is two-factor authentication. For those of you who haven't seen my video where I insisted that you do it, activate your damn two-factor authentication. If you don't know what it is, I've been doing crypto for so many years that I'm used to 2FA. It's an app. You can get it. I like the Google Authenticator, but to each his own. You get an app on your phone. Every 30 seconds, it refreshes a 6-digit code that matches with the website. So when you go in to log into the website, you put in your email, you put in your password, and then you go to your phone to get that code that, again, is updating every 30 seconds. Why is that important? Well, because if I were to somehow hack and get your username, your email, and your password, fluffy1234, someone with that password just freaked out right now. But if I were to get your email and your password, I could use that 60 days from now. I could use that tomorrow. I could log in whenever I want and just watch your account. And when I decide I want to liquidate it, I want to withdraw funds, or I want to sell your entire portfolio to my own account for pennies on the dollar, I can do that. Now, if you have a two-factor authentication set up, not only will I need to know your email, not only will I need to know your password is fluffy1234, but I'm also going to need access to your cell phone somehow in real time, and have access to open your cell phone and get through your password. And hopefully your cell phone is password protected. So obviously it makes it a lot harder for me to get into your account to scam it. Now, I told you guys that I believe phase 2 was, they needed some things. They needed some of the dominoes to be put in place before they launched phase 2. And I think Dubai pushed phase 2's launch back a little bit because of the server demand and everything else. They need Essence ready. They need withdrawals ready. They need the security. They need to get rid of the bots. There's a list of things that made sense for them to need to check off their list before they get into phase 2. because phase 2 just ups the stakes of everything. So if we jump into phase 2 before all these other things are taken care of, we're running around without a helmet and a seatbelt on. So things can get bad. Bad news bears happens real time quick. So real time quick. Had a few Peronis with my pizza at dinner. Wow. Okay. So get your two-factor authentication on. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a mouth breather. And that is going to be an important thing. Now, they are looking to make turning on the two-factor authentication a requirement for credit card withdrawals. And I mentioned that before, mentioned in other videos as well. And they're going to include identity checks, so we know that your dollars, know who your dollars are being spent to. So this is all good news. This is all, for everyone who wants to hit the comments, talk about how much of a scam this is. Go ahead. I love seeing all these people who watch several of my videos and comment on several of my videos talking about how Earth 2 is a scam. One question. Why are you watching all these videos on Earth 2 if you think it's a scam, buddies? Is it because of me? Yeah? Yeah? Is it? Okay. So in any case, this scam, Earth 2, seems to be very concerned with security. So set up your 2FA, get that in place. Shane and the team would appreciate that you do so. They are going to make it a requirement for you to get any of your money out. So why not just hurry up and do it now? It'll prevent some hacker from getting into your account, liquidating your stuff, and ruining your day, your week, your month, or even your year. Friends, how many of you guys are even old enough to remember Friends? Priority will be given to users already in bank account withdrawal queue. All right, and I've already done that. Bank account takes a long time. I would recommend that if you don't do the credit card withdrawal, you do TransferWise. There will be a link below. It will give you free transfers for up to like $600. TransferWise is very much faster than the bank withdrawal process. Trust me, you can see my previous videos where I mentioned how long it took, over 2 months. I do expect that to get faster, the bank withdrawals, but at the end of the day, I think TransferWise will always be faster than bank withdrawals, and I think the credit card withdrawal is going to be even faster than TransferWise. So to each his own, but if you want to use TransferWise, link below. And moving on to the most recent comment, slightly after the last one, but the most recent comment that Shane posted. Some of you, and I'm excited about this, but I'm a customer service nerd. So some of you may have already noticed a change on our support page, and he's got the, I don't even know what these emoticons are. They're the party little with confetti coming out, whatever the hell that is. I don't know anything that you blow and has confetti coming out. It's like a combination of like a New Year's tassel thing. That was a weird motion to make with my hand, not doing that one again. And the confetti poppers. Super pumped to be working with the incredible and reputable 5CA team moving forward. For those of you who aren't in the customer service or you don't have any kind of, so 5CA is pretty reputable in the space. They're a pretty big company. Basically, if you have, let's say you're really good at building software, you might not necessarily and probably aren't going to be really good at customer service. And that's its own business in itself. It's its own monster. Take it from me. My company, one of my companies, is the highest rated meal prep company in the entire state of Florida on Yelp. So I know a little bit about customer service. Before that, I had a nationwide network of attorneys that I built from scratch. I'm not an attorney, but I knew a lot about keeping customers happy. And I was able to build a law network where basically they were my clients. The attorneys were, to some extent, working under my network's umbrella, knowing that my network was able to take care of the customers to the extent where there were 0 bar complaints in our entire existence. So I know a little bit about customer service. I know a little bit about outsourcing customer service. 5CA is like, they're up there. So if you haven't heard of them, this is a big deal. So they've signed a contract with Earth 2. Now, one of the major complaints, or probably the biggest complaint with Earth 2, has been their customer service or lack thereof, because we have a bunch of individuals who are extremely skilled at building software. But as far as hiring a customer service team, as I mentioned, it's its own animal. It's its own monster. It's its own business. Like and it will make or break your business. If you have a great product, but you've got horrible customer service and people aren't there to pick up the phones or answer support tickets or answer emails, despite how legit your project is or how great it is or how cutting edge it is, it doesn't matter, because people are going to stop putting money in. They're going to start complaining. Word spreads around. More people stop putting their money in, and it just cascades. So the fact that they are this early in the game, again, this sucker launched in like November. So the fact that less than 6 months into their launch of this project, they are already outsourcing to one of the customer service juggernauts in the industry is going to be huge for them, because all of these negative things, all this negative mumbling that we have going out on the social media ecosystem, or whatever you want to call it, it's going to quiet down very quickly, and it's going to foster a lot of confidence, which is going to bring more money. It's going to be good. So everybody who's already in, you're going to benefit from this. If you're not in already, you'll definitely want to check out all my content I have for noobs, lots of stuff. Do special land giveaways just for noobs. I do land giveaways for everybody, but I've got special land giveaways just for noobs as well, to welcome you to Earth 2, so you don't feel like you're getting in late. Gives you some kind of a little consolation prize, even though you're getting in after us. It's not late. This is still so early. But the fact that this is being put in place, I would, not financial advice, but if I wasn't in and I was on the fence, seeing something like this would make me jump in. Because also 5CA isn't going to deal with some nobodies. They're not going to deal with some company who is going to just be an immense burden on them, some company that is riddled with issues and problems and all sorts of stuff that they're going to have to be solving. They'd rather just take on some other client or not, take the check. So this is big news. And as I said, really the only complaints people have been having with Earth 2, the only things that have been holding them back have been customer service issues. And a lot of issues with 99% of businesses are going to relate to customer service, regardless of, whether the product or the service or the model has some kind of flaw in it. A lot of it could be helped with adequate customer service. A lack of response or delayed response time, incorrect communication, like all these things exacerbate situations that could have otherwise been resolved with adequate customer service. And 5CA is like I said, they're not white belts here. They are the black belts of this arena. So in any case, this is legit. This isn't just Shane tweeting about it. If you were to go, in fact, don't believe me, let me show you. I've been getting some comments where people are like, oh, let's see. I will show you. Patience, my children. All right, let me switch screens. So I'm not going to be able to see what you see. All right, Earth 2, and this is right on the 5CA website. Earth 2 and 5CA are delighted to announce their customer experience partnership for the brave new world of Earth 2. Now, for those of you who are literary nerds, don't take that mention of Brave New World as an allusion to Brave New World. I'm sure that was just a coinkydink. They probably have no idea what that potential allusion could lead to. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It's a kind of a highbrow kind of joke. My mom was a teacher, so that's a kind of nerd thing that one person in the audience may get. As pioneers of work from home global CX, that's customer experience, 5CA, and I like the term customer experience over customer service, because customer experience really paints the mindset and encapsulates the goal of what good customer service should be. 5CA will bring its expertise and passion for brilliant customer experience to Earth 2's revolutionary online project. Earth 2 is a futuristic concept for an all-encompassing MMO game set on a second Earth. It's a metaverse between virtual and physical reality, because we're going to have VR. We're also going to have AR. It's going to be geographically sensitive. It's also going to be its own little, I don't want to say universe, but yeah, it will be its own universe, in which users create all resources and objects they need to build up Earth 2 as an encompassing world, economy, and platform. That platform then allows users to buy, sell, and bid on resources, building blocks, blueprints, and plots of virtual land divided up into a grid of 10 by 10 meters spanning the entire planet. Now, for those of you who are new, this is probably blowing your mind, so peel your scalps back on. For those of you who've been around the block for a little bit, this is all banal. Earth 2 will be a game in which people can build, live, trade, interact, and have unique experiences that are not just geographically linked, as I mentioned before with the AR, to the one we already inhabit. Earth 2 will create economic and social opportunities on Earth 1 that as of now cannot exist here. Oh, I've mentioned this and I don't know how many videos. I love being proven right. Oh boy, you guys just wait. This is going to be so massive. This long-term and monumental project aims to mark the birth of the world's virtual timeline, and 5CA is proud to play a role in bringing this vision to life. The global CX partner is determined to provide innovative, agile startups like Earth 2 with the CX flexibility and headroom they need to grow, and has launched its new incubator offer with this in mind. So this is 5CA's bread and butter, and this is exactly what Earth 2 needs. This is between this and the recent announcement about the marketing contract, the 6-figure marketing contract that they've recently signed. If this was a stock, we'd be using terms like Lambo Moon. Okay, so yeah, I'm more bullish than ever on this. Now, this is in quotes. "We've always said that we're a company with an ambitious vision," said 5CA founder and CEO Otto van Haren. Now, that sounds like a name you can trust. Otto, some kind of European, probably very educated, speaks multiple languages, very sophisticated individual, probably drinks tea on some regular. And sorry, I'm giving him an accent. I don't even know what he sounds like. Might have been from Nebraska for all I know. Might be a family name. "And it doesn't get more ambitious than powering the customer experience of an entire new world. We can't wait to get started." End quote. To begin with, 5CA will manage the Zendesk, which is an announcement that was made a little while ago. They did try to improve their customer service experience with Zendesk, which probably did take it a step forward, but I don't think they were able to keep up with the pace of the growing. I mean, there are just so many more people coming on. Any solution that may have solved something today is going to be obsolete by tomorrow when you're growing that quickly. So to begin with, 5CA will manage the Zendesk, knowledge base, and frontline support with a team that will be able to scale as rapidly as Earth-2's customer base does. This is going to be a full company, professional company with Boku experience doing customer service and scaling customer service. Focus just on that aspect of the company. It's like you running a company and trying to do your own in-house marketing. You will never be able to compete with a professional marketing company that you hire out. You outsource your marketing to. Now, a lot of companies can't do that because it's more expensive. Obviously, Earth2 doesn't have any liquidity issues because there's tons of money flowing in and gives them options like this, which will allow them to further propel the project forward at crazy rates, especially for something this new. This is unprecedented. Like I said, for them to be signing this kind of a deal within the first 6 months of launching is insane. The goal is to create a future-proof support environment that includes community and payment support in the near future too. This will also allow their team, sorry I keep on interjecting these things, but this will also allow the developers and the Earth2 team to focus on what they need to do, not slowing down to focus on answering emails. Like they mentioned, they even had their attorneys and accountants processing refunds. That is a horrible example of delegation. That should be delegated to somebody who specializes in that. Allow the attorneys to do the attorney stuff, the accountants to do the accounting stuff, and allow the customer service people to focus on customer service. But they were just so short-handed, so short-staffed that they had to bring in these like $400 an hour, $500, $600 an hour attorneys to do this menial stuff, answering our emails. Opening quotes again, "We are building something truly radical and groundbreaking with Earth2, and so we needed a bold partner who could match our vision. We're delighted to be teaming up with 5CA, and we can't wait to build this world together," said Earth2 CEO Shane Isaac. Have you guys ever heard of this guy? I may have mentioned him in like maybe a dozen videos so far. I don't know. So in any case, that's the breaking news. We're already coming up on a half hour. So those were a few of the new announcements. Want to get those out. I'm going to finish off the rest of this pizza that I brought home. Unfortunately, I was not able to bring my Peronis home with me, so I will have to make do with just the pizza and some other beverage that I find around my place. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, if you're new, stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. Even if you're not new, veterans, everybody, we just are getting started. Phase 2 is days away. I'm convinced it's days away, and things are only going to get crazier and crazier with these future releases and developments. So buckle up, hold in, strap in, whatever, and make sure that you got your alert notifications on. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you filled out that contact form below so that you have a chance for me to use your referral code. And if you are new, if you use my referral code for your first purchase and you send me a screenshot to prove that you've done so, I will be so touched and so honored that you chose me to guide you into this new Earth2. I will enter you into a special land raffle. Yeah, I do a weekly land raffle, and everybody gets into the weekly land raffle, and everybody gets into the raffle for me to use a referral code on my daily purchases. That's a given. But if you are new, this is special for you guys. And again, this is because you guys weren't able to buy, you guys and gals weren't able to buy the land as cheap as some of us veterans were. You weren't able to get some of the earlier locations that we were. Like I said, there's still going to be plenty of opportunity. Like you guys will just see more and more opportunity will unfold. And like when you don't get in today and you wait a month and like all these opportunities unfolded, you're like, man, I wish I got in a month ago. Don't be that guy. I probably should have gotten in a little bit earlier than I did. I think I wasted a couple of days before I jumped in, but I still got in like almost as soon as I could find out. Maybe I wasted a couple of days. In any case, for those noobs, you send me that screenshot, show me that you started with me because of me, and I will be between some land in the UAE, including Dubai. I've got some great oil fields in Abu Dhabi And also my other mines, I've opened up, I decided out of my personal account to offer some mines to some noobs. So I'll give you a selection. If you want gold mines instead of oil, cool. If you just want some downtown Dubai, cool. I might even, you know what? I also purchased some land in some mega cities that are in, I can't pronounce the country, but it's one of the UAE countries a little bit north of Dubai. There were some mega cities there. I purchased some plots there with the intention to offer to noobs. So I'll basically say, hey, congratulations, you won. Here's some of the stuff that you can select for your prize. You pick what it is, and we will work out the transaction. Currently, I believe we'll get to it, but basically, you'll end up. We're going to do it in a way where you pay a cent. You're going to have to pay something. You have to pay 1 penny for the land. But considering the land right now is going for like hundreds of times that value, probably thousands of times that value. I haven't looked at the price recently. You're going to be okay paying me a penny for it, and you're not going to be upset at all. But yeah, until next time, I look forward to helping you navigate this miraculous, marvelous, mystical, magical, magnanimous, maniacal. I said I was going to switch from consonants, or switch my consonants from N, but I didn't. M did I? Blah, blah, blah. All right, time for me to leave. Thanks, guys. Bye.